Right, this is one of those videos where I'm just going to kind of start talking and let's see where the video takes us. And I know that's not a like screaming endorsement for you to continue watching, but if you're new to the channel, we are Lions fans. We're not hiding it, and we love the Detroit Lions here, and we have been doing this channel for 2.5 years now, almost. Yeah, 2.5 years. And we want to be your go-to source for Lions content. So if you have yet to do so and you've been watching us, hit that subscribe button. We're pushing for 20,000 subs, just getting that nice big base. It's something we've never done. We've never pushed for subs, and we've been trying to do that here the last few weeks because we just love the community that's being built here at Sports Talk Detroit. So anyways, you kind of see what's going on in this, and there was a visit that was kind of turning heads. I was looking through the top 30 visits recently. I was looking through the top 30 visits recently. Sorry, I just got a phone call. It was Chris, the other guy on this channel. Sorry, Chris, I got to call you back. All right, but as I was going through this, and Pride of Detroit does a good job of keeping all these guys kind of together and in the know on it. And so I found a few players from this list that I was like, all right, I love this. So we're going to start with the big name, and then I'm going to go into other smaller names where it's like, hey, we could find the answer here later on down in the draft. So the first big name that I think turned heads that will absolutely be available at number 29, most likely, is wide receiver Xavier Legette. And this is a guy who people are going to continually compare to Deebo Samuel. And so I was thinking about something. I just did a video, and I don't know which one I'm going to post first, today, tomorrow, I don't know, about the Detroit Lions and a rumored trade, all right, for Brandon Ayuk. And my kind of, where I ended with that video was just talking about, okay, we can get Ayuk, but then we'd have to pay him $14 million this year. No big deal, right? But then you'd be paying him $25 to $30 million a year after that. How do you keep him and St. Brown? We have St. Brown. We love St. Brown. Let's stop messing with a good thing when you have it. When you could use that 29th pick, and in that video, it was the proposed trade was the Lions get Ayuk in a 4th, and they give up their 1st, a 5th, and a 6th. So you're essentially giving up a first-round pick for the ability to pay a large amount of money to a player when that player is coming out of the combine and actually more athletic. All right, so Legette, it says he ran a 4.47. When I was watching him, it was actually faster than that at the combine. But even with that 4.4 good speed and a good size grade, he still was the 104th receiver ever out of 3,063 receivers tested. He is remarkably athletic. His vertical, his broad jump is explosive. He's 220 pounds. He is a running back when he gets the ball. And I would rather see us use that first-round pick on him. And so, and I'm not saying that's where we have to go with the first round, but if you're going to go wide receiver, this isn't a bad option because it essentially makes you our team what the 49ers have, but better. Think about this with Legette, and I promise I'll get into the other guys here too. With Legette, if he turns into Deebo, which used properly he can, we have Laporta, they have Kittle. We have St. Brown, they have Ayuk. Right? We have Gibbs. They have McCaffrey. We have Goff. All right? They have Purdy. Goff's better. I'd make the argument that I'd rather have from day one for the next decade, I'd much rather have Laporta than Kittle. I'd rather have Gibbs than McCaffrey. All right? I'd rather have David Montgomery than whatever they have behind it. And I'd rather have St. Brown than Ayuk. So, we have put together, and we have J-Mo. This would make us the most talented offense in the league. It just would. But there's a couple of other visits that kind of did the same thing that I thought were kind of head turners. And one of them was when I look at the confirmed top 30 visits, these are guys who are coming in-house. They're coming into our house. Corner. So I'm not going to talk about Kool-Aid. I'm still not positive that he fits what we love to do. You need your corners to be able to tackle well. I think you could get there, but we'll see. There is a guy, Quintez Stiggers, and then another guy, Nehemiah Pritchett. So let's first look at Nehemiah Pritchett. All right, let's see what he has available. And he is this guy coming out of Auburn. Is he a little bit rough around the edges? Yep. Does he have to learn some of the skill, some of the technique, and some of those types of things? Can he have some stiff hips? Yep. But here's what he also has. He's 6 foot. He runs under a 4.4. He has great closing speed. All right. And you can see that type of speed is just not common amongst corners. So when you look at the size and the speed comparison, it's not bad. It just is. It's not bad. And he's a guy that you might be able to take a little bit later in the draft, not too much later, right? But that second, third, I don't know about fourth round range, but he's around, and that could absolutely help you while you let your other corners that you just picked up, Robertson and Davis, man the fort for a little while. Also, there's some other guys that I thought were interesting too. Don't be surprised in the defensive backfield if the Detroit Lions go get a guy that actually would be like a nickel corner. Like, for example, they had Mike Sainristil in for a visit. Don't be surprised if they take a guy like Mikey Sainristil and play him at nickel, because they've also talked about wanting to play Brian Branch at safety some more. And so if you have 4 guys that can play that nickel in the safety positions, then it makes your team a lot more, what's the word I want to use? You can keep your best players on the field. More multiple, I guess is it. And there's a guy that this just makes no sense, and it's a crazy story. His name is Quintez Stiggers. I think I've done a video on him, or at least talked about him in a video, but it was in the back half just like this one, so I want everybody to be able to see it. He's a great athlete. He's fast. He's got okay agility. He's got good explosion, and he's got good size. All right, that's what he is. And when you watch him play, you're just like, oh my goodness. Like, I was actually kind of surprised at the speed. This is a guy who he didn't play college football. Like, it's kind of remarkable. He got a chance to play in the Canadian Football League, went to a tryout there, and he has just been unbelievable. And he's not old. So, like, this is one of those guys where, yeah, it's absolutely a project. He still very much has to learn how to play the cornerback position, but he is getting much better at playing it. Go watch a highlight reel of this guy, and I promise you will walk away saying, like, is there something to this? I think there might be something to this. And then the other one is kind of it's Andrew Phillips out of Kentucky. He's one of these guys who I think he's going to have to be more cerebral. He's getting into the slower speed. Good explosion, which is fantastic. So it tells you it's there. He might just have to work on it. But good explosion. Other than that, kind of inside-outside guy, Andrew Phillips. The reason I wanted to bring him up is simply because it just shows we've seen a lot of cornerbacks. A lot. On our local day, we saw 2 when we saw Quinyon Mitchell, at the combine, and then we brought in 4 for top 30 visits. Corner is absolutely something we're thinking of, but does that mean we're going corner in the first round? Not necessarily. So, all right, hope you like it. Turning heads. See ya.